really a big thrill for the extras because Bert kind of came at the last minute. We were thrilled to have him, but the show's about extras, and you've upstaged a big Hollywood star. You feel good about that?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you did. Okay, so you go watch the movie, and you count.
Yes.
How have you been doing?
Well, in Hoosiers, I did very well. I was in the crowd scene basically 16 or 17 times minimum. And the action was fast-paced, so it was a little difficult to count total, but we quit counting after that.
Now, has anyone ever, who you didn't know already, come up to you and said, I saw you in a movie?
Yes.
Oh, stop. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. It's true. There's a girl where I work at, she's a secretary, and she came in and she was just ecstatic because, oh, I saw you on the big screen. And believe it or not, she asked for an autograph, and I just couldn't believe it. It was fun. Yeah. Fun.
Now, I understand that you saw yourself in the same scene.
In 8 Men Out, it was the courtroom scene. They showed a couple people in the spectators in the courtroom, and I was on the right, and we had to wear different colored ties with different colored days in the filming. They go up and show Christopher Lloyd on the stand, and when they go back to that, I'm sitting on the other side of the screen now with a different colored tie on, so there's a little bit of continuity.
Isn't somebody supposed to take care of that? How does that work in a movie?
Someone is supposed to, but usually you should be responsible yourself. But it's hard for these fellows because a lot of times they come into a movie, they don't know what section, they don't look at the whole script, it isn't their fault.
Right.
So if someone don't chase them down and change the jacket...
But the average person wouldn't see it, but I was looking for myself. So
exactly.
Right.
I'm not a person in a million years who would see that you were aware. You started telling me another story.
I bumped into a camera one time. It was toward the end of the movie where they found all the defendants not guilty, and I was in the second row. I had to come running down and jump over the rail and hug Charlie Sheen, reach up and shake D.B. Sweeney's hand. And we had not rehearsed it. It was the first time they had a camera that was handheld. And we went through it. I turned around to leave and just ran head on into the camera.
That'll be in a blooper reel, you think?
I haven't seen it yet, but it's going to be out there someday.
See, that's why he's an extra.
That's right. That explains. All right, what's the key? I want to talk to Bert about this movie in a second, but just tell me this real quick, because you need extras this weekend. What's the key to being seen, though? I mean, do you actually try to do something to be seen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you learn, the more that you're an extra, the more things to do. You watch where they're setting up the camera, for example. And if you see the cameras going up in a certain spot, then that's where you head towards, okay? And
Bert loves it.
yeah, it's a true story. And you sit right down in the camera.
Bert's going the other way.
Yeah.
Do the same. Yeah, I learned to notice where they're setting up the camera and try to get in that position.
What percentage of the guys out there and gals do you think are doing it like you're doing it, like want to be in every movie?
I think it's a very small percentage.
Have you given up work for this?
Pardon?
Have you given up work for this?
I take vacation days too. But it's great fun.
Okay, we need extras this weekend. I want to talk about this. Where do we need them and for what?
Okay, they'll be at the IU Notatorium, and they need about 2,000 extras. So
2,000
extras. They're going to be in the crowd scene.
So anybody can go.
Right.
They do need swimmers, I was told. Because a lot of this crowd is going to fall in the water, I guess.
Oh.
Is that correct? Now, you play the coach. Tell us about the role you played, Bert.
He's not a nice coach. He's
I couldn't figure that out.
He's pretty prejudiced. He goes with the kid that seems to have all the star quality and pushes aside a youngster that's struggling trying to get there, and he goes to the front row. But the other kid stands up and finally gets on his feet and he does okay.
And have you ever a swimmer yourself? You know anything about diving?
East River a couple of times.
That's right. That would make sense. All right, so let's make sure we understand how this is going to work. If you want to be an extra, and they're not paid, are they?
No.
They're not paid. Not in this one. All right. They give you a party, though? They must do something for you.
They feed you lunch.
And the food is great. I'll say that.
I didn't know yet how to go to lunch and eat out with people.
Yeah.
Okay, so go to the Natatorium this weekend. Saturday
at 9 a.m.
Okay, Saturday at 9 a.m. I want to make this real clear.
I'll be there.
You'll be there.
Yes, I'll be there.
You'll be there. Yes. This is your chance to be in a movie, which will probably release when, Bert Young?
I would think it's a summer release.
Okay. Sometime late this summer, probably. And you have a chance to be in the movie, and if you want any tips on how to get in the shot...
Can I just say one thing about this? This movie, it's filmed in Indiana. I shouldn't even plug them. But it's,
why not?
Well, because they got me here instead of that poor radio guy. They're still waiting for me. But this is a movie financed, done, and most of all the services done have been filled by people from here, from the state itself.
Exactly.
It's a very exciting piece.
Indeed. Just like the other movie. like the other movies as well. So, and Mark Shaw, producer, is that correct?
Wonderful guy.
Wonderful
Pretty
guy.
good.
And we thank you, gentlemen, for being with us. And if you can come back and we can talk Hollywood, we'll do that. And they'll kidnap you next time from us and take you over there.
Right.
We'll be back in a minute.
While I was being interviewed in England last year, the interviewer said